both. We're just sort of still organising our morning a little bit here. We've got after the cyclone, we, like I told you last week, we had a little bit of damage in our garage, which is where Aussie Reborn Supplies is. So there is someone doing some assessing at the moment. So I've been running around all morning, sort of getting some things ready for him to have good access to our ceiling, which I said, as I said, what are you hanging on like a monkey there? In the ceiling of the garage is where I stock all my excess Aussie Reborn supplies. So I had to go in there and give him like full access. So moving a few things around, and it's like, well, I'm getting in a really small ceiling and sort of climbing over boxes, a bit like a, I don't know, a little bit like a wiry alien. So that was a bit crazy actually. So I just did that, and he's still out there now. So yes, so running around. Morning, Deb. How are you? Angela is here. Good morning. Angela had a lovely holiday this week. Lucky ducky. I'm so jelly of you. I'm so glad you had a good week away. You certainly deserved it. Elaine, how are you going? Jessica, good morning. Effie, good morning. How are you? Deb says hi, Angela. And Matthew says morning, Elaine. Janie is here. I hope that's say Janie or Janie. Reborn. Hello, how are you? Yes, it is a tink. Yes. Kate is here. Good morning. Oh, I'm glad to see everyone here so bright and early. All Dolls Playground. It's Robin from New Zealand. How are you going? Robin, I've got my next month's class, April's class. It's my heat set class, and I've only got one student this month. Heat set class doesn't seem to get as many students as the air dry class, but that's okay. But anyway, talking about it, my student is from New Zealand, and so I'll be doing the classes from 6 a.m. here, because I think that will be your like 8 a.m. or something. So at the moment it's nearly 8:30. So are you nearly at 10:30? Or are you nearly at 11:30? So 3 hour, 2 hour, talked about something. Anyway, that's what we're doing next month. Yeah, so really looking forward to that nice, bright and fresh in the morning classes. Cindy said morning, Annette. Good morning, Cindy. I hope you're doing well. Matthew says morning to Angela. Janie says Lindo. So Janie is probably obviously from another country. So that's really exciting. Where are you from? Where's your location? Angela says, morning, Matthew. Effie says, love the babies. Thank you. They are pretty cute. But I normally, quite often lately, I've been holding Matilda when I start. So I thought it is Mateo's turn. Cindy says, morning, Angela. Oh, this is rolling around here. Sorry about the wobbly connection. Matthew says, happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Cindy says, morning, Debs. Angela says, morning, Cindy. Cindy says, hi, Robin. And Deb says, it is my baby Raven's birthday tomorrow, and Louie and Jada's birthday on Sunday. Oh, happy birthday to them all. I hope they have a great day. And Angela says, as usual, thank you so much. Angela says, don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate that. Matthew also says, morning to Deb. So this week we've been busy, which is good. It's always good to be busy, right? Actually, not in Aussie Reborn Supplies as such. It's been a really quiet week at Aussie Reborn Supplies. I think everyone's gone to sleep. Oh my goodness, but that's okay. It's all right. We don't always have to be busy. But we've been busy with other things. As you guys know, we've been still continuing with our podcast. So we released a new one Tuesday, I think it was, because Monday it wasn't working properly. Anyway, I was wanting to talk to you guys. Angela says, also make sure you subscribe, please. Aw, thanks, Angela. You're on point today. I appreciate that. So I did a new podcast yesterday, but I'm not sure if I'm going to release it next week or I'm going to wait a few weeks. I might. Anyway, this podcast coming up, you guys are first to know, is I was interviewing, wait for it, Amani and Cruz. I was interviewing them about what they thought like reborns were and a little bit about it. It is obviously hard to talk to such little kids about it, but I think it's pretty cute. I mean, how often do you get to do that, right? And see what comes and thoughts from a babe's mind. So it's pretty cute. I have to cut out one part where I yell at Amani because I was interviewing Cruz and Amani kept sort of coming in and being distracting. So I'll cut that part out because you don't want to see that. Just get out of the way. I'm trying to interview Cruz. You're distracting us. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I've got that one coming up. But I think I might wait because I like the interviews, but of course I'm not going to be doing heaps of interviews. I'll be doing some online interviews. I've already asked Kate to be interviewed, so very excited about that. So I kind of want maybe every second interview, every second or third pod to be an interview, and the other ones just to be talking about something that's going on, or blah, some just talk about the weather, I guess. All Dolls Painted said my birthday is Tuesday the 25th of March. Oh, happy birthday for Tuesday. Do you have anything special planned? Elaine says it's World Down Syndrome Day. Oh, I hope you're going to take some beautiful pictures of your babies, the ones that have Down syndrome. They are so cute. And Matthew said taking Deb out on Tuesday, which is lovely. Kate says, oh my God, it will be so cute, I bet. It is kind of fun. It doesn't go for that long, which of course they're babies, but it was cute to sort of even hear what they sort of thought, like what's a reborn baby and that kind of thing. It was kind of cute. I wish I had a little granddaughter so I could do that sort of thing. How cute. Janie says, if anyone can translate that, unfortunately I can't at the moment, but she said, su Charlotte esta uma fufura amiga. So amiga, I think, is like a friend, isn't it? And maybe her name is Charlotte. Maybe we can decipher this. If I could put it into a phone here, I'd be able to decipher it. But hello anyway. I'm assuming maybe, let's say you're from Costa Rica. That's just a guess. I'm thinking that's more like a Spanish. Anyone tell me if they think. I'm thinking it's more of a Spanish. Cindy said, happy birthday for Tuesday, Robin. Kate says, so exciting. It is exciting. It's really exciting. Kelly says, good morning, evening from USA. Good morning, Kelly. Evening for you, morning for me. That's all right. I like the morn evening. Morn evening. Let's go with that. Good morning evening. Kate says, oh my God, I just finished my Stanley Oliver too. How awesome. Just in time. Oh my God, that will be the perfect day to share him and show everyone. How perfect. Please do that and I will definitely share it. Deb says, the Annie musical is Tuesday. Yes, exciting for you guys. Have a really great time together. Effie says, South Carolina. She's from South Carolina. That's exciting. Sonia says, she says, your Charlotte is so cute. Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't have a Charlotte that I know of. I'm like, Charlotte. But that's really cute. My friend. Okay. And what language is it? Cindy said, did Cruz find Spider-Man's leg? He is coming here for a minute. I'm not sure if he'll come in or not because they're going out. But Spider-Man now has no legs. I don't know. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why does Spider-Man now have no legs? I don't know. But anyway, he's got no legs. And last Friday when we went out, I really wanted to treat him, and I probably treated him a little bit too special. But I bought him this big set of like Marvel type figures from Kmart. It was $40, which is, yeah, like I said, that's a big spoil. But it had like 7 capiters, as he says, characters, capiters, capiters. He calls it capiters. 7 capiters in it, and they're quite stiff, but he's really loving them, and it's so funny and cute because Amani's probably more the tech kid, likes to play games on the phone, really interested in watching YouTube videos on four-wheel driving and things like that. When Cruz is more the cute little animated movies and playing with figures. Hello, how are you? I'm good. How are you? It's so cute. So he's probably got that little bit of, I don't know, artistry, imagination in him, and it's just so friggin' cute. When, yeah, I mean, Amani is obviously cute, gorgeous, all of the above, but it's what is cute is seeing that they're actually so different, you know. I've been really spotting that lately, and of course, you know, Amani's getting older, so but you know, no one gets sick of animated movies or movies, right? But Amani seems that just doesn't take his interest, or he can't, you know, focus on that for too long. Jenny says, Neotem Legenda Apina. I'm a legend. I know. Thank you. I'm just going to take that. Cindy says, good evening, Kelly. Kate says, I shall do. Awesome. And Cindy says, poor Spider-Man. So does Deb. I know, poor Spider-Man, right? Poor Spider-Man. But he still loves him. Like I said, he came here yesterday and he didn't have his new capitors in his hand. He had Spider-Man with no legs. So at least he doesn't like discriminate, right? So just because Spider-Man has no legs, it doesn't mean that he can't be his friend still, and it's his favorite. Janie, what is your language? Is Spanish? She's asking. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. So anyway, those podcasts are really going really well. I'm excited to do them every week. So please make sure if there's something that you want me to sort of like do a podcast about within the sort of reborning community, please reach out. I love to get those questions and focus on it and try to think of how I can make it happen. We've got like just over 1 month, I think it's 5 weeks away, until the Ipswich Doll Show. So I will be doing like a podcast from that, and I'll be doing some interviewing of some people as I'm sort of going to walk around and have a look. So yeah, that will be really fun, and just doing it in that form. I think I've always struggled with, you know, I get so busy at a doll show, and a lot of people expect me to do like a live stream, but I'm too sort of busy for that. And then even just going around videoing things, I think I like to better talk about something and then show it or talk to someone. So that's the plan. So that's going to be a podcast in a few weeks. So very excited about that. Matthew says, I love seeing kids dressed up in outfits and costumes. It's always cute, isn't it? Very cute. Jessica says, I like watching the podcast on TikTok. And that has been great, Jessica. Like I'm really sort of, you know, you could say proud of the fact that I'm placing it over, you know, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify, because some of you guys, I think it's you, Cindy, and also my mama, Lorraine, both you guys have watched it on TikTok. So it was good that I can reach out to people on their preferred platforms. That's been really good. And Spotify comes in, it doesn't get viewed as much. I think Born to Reborn #2 hasn't even been viewed on Spotify yet. But other ones do, so that's really cool. And I don't expect that because they might watch it in live video option. There'll be a new Spotify podcast coming out this afternoon because, like I said, I like to give what is given. So obviously YouTube gets my live stream every Friday morning. TikTok gets other TikToks about like supplies and things like that. And so Spotify gets its own audio podcast for those who just listen to audio. So last week, I think I told you it was our Reborn outfits, how many is too many. And today is Reborn friends, how to find, you know, like-minded people. So that one gets it's scheduled to be posted this afternoon about 4:30, I think. So if you are listening to the podcasts occasionally on Spotify, you will probably will see on your phone a notification come up about that this afternoon. So it's been good to sort of spread myself over those platforms and see the different people watching from different areas and what they like. Cindy said first day of spring today in the UK. Oh, exciting. That's good, isn't it? Now I'm going to turn that light off because that is annoying me. It's in my face and it's in Mateo's face. We're going to get Matilda for a moment so they can play swapsies. Mateo, you're going to move over a bit. That little baby just there is the baby I've been doing in the air dry classes that are running at the moment. So next week is that sort of section of air dry classes is finishing up, so that baby will be all put together. So very, very excited with that. And that baby over there, I think I am donating to the Reborn Baby Creations Expo. So I'm just going to be finishing off him. I keep calling him, so it must be him. He's only got a couple more things I need to finish paint-wise this week, and then I'll sort of paint his hair or something to make it nice for the expo. So very excited about that. That's one thing I love about doing my online classes now, and that is that normally when I'm doing them, there's a purpose other than just being a class and teaching people how to paint reborns. I'm also creating something, and I've got so many babies to make this year, it's not even funny. I'm making a beautiful baby miracle for Carol, which I started the paintwork yesterday in my class. Very excited about that. But for those locally, I know there's not a lot of local people, but maybe this might resonate with you anyway. Well, it will. My podcast, actually, you guys get the secret first. I'm so excited. And this is why I didn't want to release the boys podcast on Tuesday. I want to do like a personal one of me talking about something. I don't know what yet. I do know what. I've just got to get it done. Yeah, okay. I'm not talking crap. But anyway, you're the first to know, because at the end of next week's podcast, there's going to be a surprise, and you guys will know the surprise. So what it is this year for the convention, most of you know that we're giving, our charity this year is Lisa's Lunches. Now, if you haven't heard about Lisa's Lunches before, what they do is they're a community that actually in Ipswich that get donations of, children's food, poppers, chips, different things like that. And what they do is they make lunches for children of parents that are going through cancer treatment. So let's say our beautiful friend Heidi, right? We didn't do this at the time. It was still a new thing, but it was available. So if we would have contacted Lisa's Lunches about Heidi, what they would have done, Lisa's Lunches would have provided lunch for Heidi's 2 school children for about, they give them like a big bunch, like I think a month at a time, I think, which just helps those parents, the mum and dad, Russell and Heidi, not have to worry about providing their kids school lunches where they're going to school and Heidi would have been going for treatment. So it just takes a little bit of that pressure off those parents. And they also create palliative care boxes, which are really lovely, like, like a little blanket and just things that someone could use if they're in palliative care. So they're sort of moving up in the world now to the palliative care boxes. Anyway, every November, Lisa's Lunches do a big fundraising luncheon. And I have booked in a table for Lisa's Lunches for that function. And so what I will do is I'll go to all my friends, my class members and ask them if they want to book a seat at that table. So they'll pay for their lunch. It's a beautiful day. They give out prizes and they obviously take donations. But For that day, what I am doing is I'm creating a reborn baby, which for my podcast viewers will be able to buy tickets to win the baby. So next Tuesday when I do my podcast, at the end of it, I'm going to showcase like 4 reborn babies that I'm going to choose from, and well, you guys are going to choose from, and you're going to choose which one that you like the best and you want me to make. And so each week we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to get advice of what people want out of this baby. So it's kind of like a podcast baby. And anyway, people will be able to buy tickets to win this baby, and I will be giving the baby away at Lisa's Lunches November luncheon. Jackie, who is one of the organisers of Lisa's Lunches, she's the founder. Either at the beginning or the end, probably the end, I will get Jackie to draw the name of someone who has, one of my podcast viewers, who has, bought a ticket to see who will be the winner. And I'm very excited by that, because obviously all of the money that is raised from this podcast baby will go all directly to Lisa's Lunches. So they're going to get that money, and then they're going to get the money from the raffles that we sell at the convention. So I'm so excited, because I just think that Lisa's Lunches is phenomenal, and I just want to help them every way I can. And this luncheon, I think, will just be the bomb. So very excited about that. So hopefully you guys will join in and buy some tickets. And I'm also going to send that baby anywhere in the world for free. No one has to pay for postage or anything. I'm going to provide the kit, I'm going to provide the accessories, and I'm going to provide the postage, all on Aussie Reborn supplies. So I hope you guys get involved, but you guys are the first to know of that idea. So very excited. Good morning, Gigi. How are you? Effie says it's raining where she is. It has been raining here actually, but not today, not at the moment. Matthew says morning, Gigi. Angela says morning, Gigi. Elaine says she watches on TikTok. Thank you. Cindy says morning, Gigi. Deb says morning, Gigi. Jessica says I have made good friends with having my reborns and meeting new people. You have made amazing friends. We all have. I mean, we were watching the video, the SBS video, and I was talking to my friend Lisa about it, and she was saying, when we came to Perth a few years back, and she was just like, oh my God, there's Patricia and there's Laura and there's Kerry, and she was so like emotional about it, and it was just like, they're my friends and I want to see them again. So it's just amazing how communities and where we make friends, and how we sort of really hold them so tight, and so they're so in our heart, so to speak. It never goes. So I was really excited with watching that video, because it was just like sort of being home, right, with your friends. Matthew says morning, Jessica. Jessica says morning, Matt. Matthew says, did the chickens survive all the wind in the cyclone? Unfortunately, one didn't. Little Sprinkles unfortunately passed away. As we know, there was a lot of wind and rain and everything, and I made all the best efforts to keep them safe. But with all that wind around, there's a lot of dirt and dust that goes in the air. And I heard him sort of after the cyclone, sort of making a few squeaky sounds, which I sort of knew could be respiratory. So we sort of cleaned up the area again. But yeah, unfortunately, she didn't survive for very long. But the other ones are fit and healthy. They're actually running around in my yard at the moment, having a good dig out of the grass. So sad, but yes, unfortunate. Sean says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. Deb says, good idea. Thank you, Deb. Matthew says, anyway, I have to love you and leave you. Have a good day at work. Kate says, definitely going to get in on that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But I really hope that within that, babies, please, I really love the interaction. When I show you the kits that I'm choosing, like I'm going to have 44 to choose from, please sort of vote which one you like the best, because it's all I kind of want that baby to be, like I say, a podcast baby. So I'll sort of say, show you guys every week and ask anyone if they have any wants for that baby. Like, do they want me to make it more red, or do they want me to put more mottling on, or do they want some scratches, little things like that. Now that might be a little bit hard to do because people just want it painted, but I'm just going to allow that input to be made if someone wants to. Sean said, blessed day. Well, thank you. Cindy says, that's a lovely thing to do. Annette, thank you. I'm really excited by it. And Sean was the other one that watched my podcast on YouTube. Thank you. And says, wonderful blessing for them. Yes, I think so too. And they're not like, how do you say it? They're being sponsored, but not hugely sponsored. Now, you can never knock a sponsorship so much, but for instance, Ipswich Hospice we used last year. Angela and I really loved them. We loved what they did for Heidi. Angela was really connecting with the people there, and they were really on board and really helpful and really kind, and we really loved that. But I did notice that they did get a really good, really big money from the government, which so they should. So they should, because they're doing so much for palliative care in Ipswich. So much. But this Lisa's Lunches, they're not at that stage yet where they're getting that big funding from the government. It's sort of all provided by, local donations and things like that. So I like that. I like to be a part of helping something, that's small. Jackie, the founder, was one of the best friends of Lisa, who actually, passed away. She was a young mother and she had young children. And obviously having the struggles, with her, care while she had cancer, while she had children in school. They saw a need for that and found that raising money and helping, that community that doesn't sort of get noticed, or the children, how hard it is when you're going through a situation like that. I mean, I know that Heidi would have been so grateful for that. It would have made such a big difference. So, seeing that and how they are working and what they are doing with such small startup, you know what I mean? I hope to be a part of seeing them get bigger and bigger, and then maybe get that funding from the government. So yeah, that's what I'm sort of hoping to be around of. Matthew said that's a wonderful idea. Thank you. And he says, bye everyone. Cindy says, bye Matthew. Deb says, rest in peace, Sprinkles. Thank you so much for that. It was challenging, difficult, but I guess I'm just grateful that I only lost one chicken, right? So got to be grateful for the small things. Kate says, I possibly have a baby to donate to the cause. I will message you about it later. I absolutely the donating side of Reborn. Well, you know what? You could donate that baby to Art Dolls of Australia convention, where we are raffling, selling raffle tickets, as you know, for the donations for that. So that baby would be raffled off at the convention, but all of that money still goes to Lisa's Lunches. So that could be awesome. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jessica says, I get to hang out with them tomorrow. There are 7 of us sleeping over at Patrice's house tomorrow night. That is so exciting. How fun. How fun. I love that. I really love that side of what you do. It's amazing. It's hard work, to do that. I'm really trying to sort of create our own sort of Reborn retreat here, where we go away for a night. Whoever wants to sort of join in would be able to happen. But I'm trying to find a good location and a good timing around everyone. But we've been trying for a few years, but because I've got so many things going on, it can be challenging. But I will make it happen. But yeah, I'm so glad that you guys do that. Kate said, oh my God, yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Kate. I really appreciate that. It also obviously showcases your work. So, you know, when we raffle off something that someone's created for us, we obviously ask for business cards and we try to, you know, advertise what they are doing for the convention as well. And then people, if they, you know, see your baby and they think, I want something like that, we have, you know, business cards there for them to take and things like that. So that's exciting. It's sort of a way of advertising as well. Deb says, that sounds fun, Jessica. Definitely would sound fun, doesn't it? Just the whole being together for longer than just, say, a little meetup. The night time when we get away and we're having a meal together and in our pajamas, it's just all fun. Sonia says, I keep telling hubby we need a holiday in Queensland and I need to visit Annette. Yes, you do. You do need to do that. You do. Queensland holiday right at the beginning of Christmas. It is hot, but, you know, you can handle it. And the holiday only has to be for a few days. That's what I like about, you know, if you're getting involved with a doll show, wherever it may be, you know, flying or however you want to get there and spending sort of like 3 nights there, but you get to spend, you know, time with your husband or partner, and then you get your time with your friends and at the doll show and, you know, getting connected in with that. It's just so fun. Jessica says, we are supporting Cheryl at her son's wedding tomorrow. Oh, that is beautiful. She will love that. How exciting. That's beautiful of you guys all to do that. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, it's not story time yet, but I will tell you today we are going to read The Not So Perfect Penguin. And I'm going to read this because, as you guys know, my daughter at the moment is in Italy. At the moment, she is actually at Lake Como, which is near the bottom of like the Swiss Alps. So I think today she sort of goes into Switzerland, and she said she's going to be eating some chocolate. So that is my task today. If you don't already know, I've got like a task kind of every day that I have to do while Tiana's away. She gives us a little schedule, tells us where she is, and asks us to do something specific. Yesterday we had to watch the movie Love in the Villa, which, oh my God, it's beautiful that she's so thoughtful about this. Well, Love in the Villa. Earlier in the week, we also had to watch Letters to Juliet. So both movies were set sort of in Verona, where she was at the time. And it was just amazing because in Love in the Villa, they show like the wall with all the padlock love heart locks on. And they show, you know, where you can put your letter to Juliet. And it's in that courtyard where the balcony is and everything. And she was actually showing us pictures of that courtyard and, you know, the Juliet where you put your hand on the breast and you make a wish. And obviously the locks, they did the lock and all that kind of stuff. So she's showing me pictures of that. And here I am watching a movie with all of those pieces in the movie. And it's just like, oh my God, it's just amazing. So yes, we've had to do little tasks for her. And yes, today I have to eat some chocolate. So I'm going to go to Aldi and get some Swiss chocolate. And yeah, you have to take a photo of yourself doing that specific thing. So it's just really made us as a family really kind of interact with her. And I mean, we're seeing her every day. We have a FaceTime with her every day. So we're not much different, but it's just been a really fun activity. We've really loved to do it. So yeah, I think she's got just over another week left. So I can't remember where else she's going, but I do know like she ends it back in Rome. So probably this time next week she'll be back in Rome. So we're all very, very excited for everything she gets to show us, and it's just amazing. And the food, she says, has been incredible. Gigi said, have fun, Jess, and give my love to all. Definitely. And Jess said, I will, Gigi. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm trying to think of anything. Oh, I do have a new product at Aussie Reborn Supplies. It is not yet on the website because, as you know, I'm a little bit slack. But they're little bunny rugs. They come in pure white, pure black, and white with black spots. Just really cute. So they're just the size of a baby, of our babies generally. So they just look either good, sort of say in the bottom of your bassinet. You could lay them and then lay the baby on top, or just on the floor if you want to have the baby sort of laid out on the floor. They're just something, a nice little display item. And they feel so soft. So yeah, those ones I need to get in gear, take some photos. I think I'm going to take some photos of Gracie May on them, and then put them up for sale. I think they're going to be around $32.95. I've got to sort of work out my pricing and that, but that's something new, just a new accessory. So yes. Yeah, so anyway, make sure you have your babies, pets. It's 9 o'clock. I can hear the cats are getting fed downstairs. Grandparents. Anyone ready to hear the story? Get them ready now. I'm trying to think of what else is going on. I did want to click back to the SBS documentary from this week. Please make sure you either go to Art Dolls of Australia or Aussie Reborn Supplies if you have not yet seen it. I think I shared the link yesterday morning. Amazing documentary. It's got Jessica in it, and Patricia, Laura, Sarah, sorry if I haven't thought of everyone's names, Kerry, lots of people from the Reborn Therapy group who reside in Western Australia. They have the best Reborn community group in the world. I have to say that because I've never seen anything like it. I've seen great friendships with people, but these ones are completely different. So anyway, there's been a documentary done on Patricia and how the babies are like a therapy to her in her life, and also then touches base with the ladies who are in the Reborn Therapy group, you know, talking to them about their experiences with reborn babies. It even has a little feature of Art Dolls of Australia in there, which is really cute. And it has the beautiful Holly Piper, the artist, talking to her about her artistry. So it doesn't go for long, but it's just an amazing watch, very much so the heart. There is another video that the SBS have done on how reborn babies helped a lady cope with the loss of her husband, and that was Paula Weston. Paula is beautiful, absolutely. Paula, I love you so much. So please, you know, when you go to watch that video, you know, click and see what other videos they've got available within the reborning range, and go and have a look. Definitely it's all about us and how we feel and everything. So yeah, I can really urge people to go and have a look for sure. So do that. It's a definite must watch video. Yeah, it was a beautiful watch, Kate, absolutely beautiful watch. Deb says Alison and Kevin are ready for the story. Thank you. Elaine says baby Ruby is ready for the story. She's my baby with Down syndrome. Oh, beautiful. Jessica said it was nice meeting the people making the documentary. It is really nice. and it's nice to be in that sort of like world. Like, as in, you know, we do what we do. You don't get to notice that. But seeing how they record and how many people they use. We were in one a couple of years ago and they did recording in this room. It wasn't through SBS, it was through another company. But it was really fun being involved and also a bit nerve-wracking, you know. But yeah, definitely a beautiful watch. Definitely go and watch it. And it just gives you a bit of, if you aren't aware of how they can work for therapy, it can, you know, sort of maybe click that through and make you think, oh, okay, I get it now. People get it more and more, I think, when they watch these sort of things. So please, please, please go and watch it. Patricia deserved it 1000%. And the people in her group as well, Jessica, you're one of them, really deserve it as well. Really deserve that acknowledgement and deserve to have your story told. But it was beautiful. The group was beautiful. Beautiful. Someone come in. See ya. Buy me a jelly cat. I think that's pushing luck a bit because jelly cats are really expensive. But you got to put it out there, right? You got to. You got to put it out there. So anyway, that's that story. But yeah, I just really wanted to put a highlight on that again because I love their work. I love their work so much. All right, guess what? I'm going out with my mum today for lunch by myself. I'm very excited. Amy and myself and my mum and Cruz normally go out to lunch on a Friday, as you guys know. But Amy's got to get a blood test and she's got to do something else. So Michael is taking her to do that. Nothing's wrong with her, by the way. It's just as a midwife or working in the midwifery, you have to have done all the tests. So when you're working with new mums and newborn babies, that you're all fully healthy. So you have to do all these tests and get all these immunizations and everything. She's just going through that process. And by the way, her uni is going fantastic. So that means it's just me and my mum for lunch. I'm so excited. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was just planning to sort of whip down to the My High Tavern and just have a quick lunch because that's what you do. But now I can do anything I want. I think I might take her. I was going to say I think I might take her to all you can eat lunch, but that doesn't start till 11:30, and I'm not patient. I get really hungry like 10:30. That's my lunchtime, 10:30. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I will. So anyway, in the meantime, any questions? Before I start, any questions? Please make sure also people, like I said, if you have questions that you would like to ask within the community, you know, feel free to ask me and I'll see if I can do a podcast for you. That's exciting. That's very exciting. I've got some new equipment coming through. I've got a new microphone. As you guys know, I have the other one, which I don't even have on today. I've got this one where I normally put it on there, blah, blah, blah. But I've got a new one, which is sort of like a little microphone where I can sort of, instead of like having it on me and expecting to talk to someone and their voice to be carried, I've got one that I can go like that. So that's really cool. I've got that coming. So that'll be much easier to, when I'm doing my little interviews, to work with that. There was something else I've got coming. Oh, I do have another microphone coming, which will be like a stand in front of us, like here. So yeah, that's coming as well. I wanted one so when I'm sort of sitting still in front of you guys, one interview. They're pink, okay? So you can understand why I had to get them, okay? It's just one of those things you have to do because you can. I like pink things, all right? No judging. Jessica said, I had Cooper with me in the documentary with his little hat. I saw him with his little hat. He looked so cute. He really, really looked so cute. I love having the babies out with their little hats. I've got to take Mateo out with his hat. Take this off, Mateo. Oh, Cruz might come up and say hello to us. His hair's going everywhere, but yes. Very, very cute in when they're in their little sun hats, aren't they? As I said, I did have one for Matilda, but I have not been able to connect with the person who made those hats again. I'm never in the right place at the right time. It happens. It really happens. No, the link for the documentary is actually on Facebook. So on my Facebook page, either Aussie Reborn Supplies or Art Dolls of Australia. So, yes, you can see. I think I posted it yesterday morning. So this time yesterday, I think, or Wednesday. No, I'm sure it was this time yesterday morning. Yes, so very excited by that. And just to let you know, someone did say to me that it wasn't Art Dolls of Australia in that video, but if you look up in the top corner, it does have Art Dolls of Australia tagged. Also, the floor of my convention, I could never not notice that carpet. It's that carpet. And some of my very closest friends, Deborah, is in that video. So Deborah never goes anywhere. So she was definitely with me. So that definitely is when you see like a doll show sort of scenery. It's only on for like maybe 30 seconds. Not very long. That is Art Dolls of Australia. Just to confirm that, in case people don't think. And also, I think because they thought that because all that video recording was done in Western Australia, well, it also happened in Queensland, which is cool, right? So Art Dolls of Australia in Queensland. But Holly Piper, the artist, she's also Brisbaneite. So they came over here to record her. So they get around. They do get around. You'll watch it after live. You'll love it. I think it only goes for 10 or 15 minutes. It's not long, but it's really, really cool. Jessica says, I have a hat for Alice I got from Angela. It's Winnie the Pooh fabric. Oh my God, so cute. Angela has made those hats so amazing. So amazing. I love them too. All right, let's get to reading. So I'm going to shuffle bum Mateo over. And I think I'll shuffle bum Matilda over this way too. Okay. The not so perfect penguin. Well, I think we can all relate to this because we're all not so perfect, right? And yeah, because it's got the snow in the background, it's kind of made to be like Tiana. Okay. On a snowy, blowy island in the middle of the sea lived a group of perfect penguins. They were smart and serious and sensible. All except for Percy, who was, well, not so perfect. The other penguins ate their dinner sensibly, but Percy always played with his food. Eat nicely, Percy, the biggest penguin said, while the other penguins waddled along seriously. Percy slid on his tummy. Be careful, Percy, the oldest penguin grumbled. The other penguins swarmed smoothly through the water, catching lots of fish. But Percy liked to jump and play, turning somersaults and landing with a big splash. Look out, Percy, the smallest penguin said. You silly penguin. When it's really cold, all the penguins huddle together. Percy felt warm and safe in the middle of the group. But then, oh dear, he needed to... Parp. Uh-oh. Do you know what that means? Ooh, Percy, the penguin said. You smell, penguin. They went and stood away from Percy. Look at this one's face. Ew. Percy waddled away sadly. Aww. My friends think I'm silly and smelly. I'll never be perfect like them. The snow fell harder and the wind blew stronger. It's cold on my own, said Percy, shivering. Percy made himself a new friend from the snow and ice, but the snow penguin wasn't very warm to cuddle up to. Oh. Without Percy, the penguins ate their dinner sensibly. It's so quiet, the oldest penguin said. They swam seriously without splashing. It's rather dull, the biggest penguin said. They waddled along in a smart line. It's a bit boring, the fluffiest penguin said. I wish Percy was here, the smallest penguin said. What will happen to Percy? The oldest penguin said. He's all alone in the freezing cold. The penguins began to worry. So they waddled off through the swirling snow to look for Percy. Percy, where are you? In an icy cave, they found 2 snow penguins. One had lost his beak, the other looked familiar. It was Percy. The snow penguins gathered around and cuddled him. Slowly, slowly, the snow began to melt. Drip, drip, drip. When Percy's flippers were free from snow, he stretched and then tickle, 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 the penguins all fell laughing. Oh, Percy, the smallest penguin giggled, it's good to have you back. Surrounded by happy penguins, Percy felt that maybe he didn't need to be perfect after all. His friends loved him just as he was. And that's the end of the story. I like Percy. He's kind of fun, isn't he? And it's very true. Pet friends do love you just as you are. So that was a very lovely story. Marjo, I hope I've said that right. Marjo has said we read for story time. Great book. Thank you so much. And gave a thumbs up. Cindy said such a lovely story, and Sonia said lovely story. Thank you. It was lovely, wasn't it? I've had a few nice new books lately that have been really good. Now come in closer, babies. So that's us for this week. It was cute, wasn't it, Kate? It was really cute. Ruby liked the story. That's good. I'm glad, Elaine. Well, I hope all you guys liked the story and are looking forward to a good weekend, whatever that may be. Jessica said, good story. Thank you. Sean said, lovely story. It was nice, wasn't it? And Deb says, great story. Thank you. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you, Sean. I will have fun with my mum. I'm still trying to think where I want to go for lunch because I want it to be somewhere that we normally can't necessarily go because maybe it's a bit boring for cruise or it might be a bit too expensive to have all of us there. So trying to think. I'll think of something, I'm sure. Sending a hello to Cruz. I will definitely say hello to him for you. Thank you. Cindy says bye, everyone. Elaine says bye. Love and hugs. Sonia says have a great day and a great week too. Thank you so much. Look forward to my podcast. Don't forget there'll be a podcast release this afternoon about Reborn Friends. That'll be on Spotify. Probably it's my time, 4:30 this afternoon. So it's about 9:20 here now in the morning. And then the next podcast, I like to share my podcasts on TikTok on Monday. Last week it wasn't working, so I think it got released on the Tuesday. But you can expect it around Monday, the video one. That'll go on to TikTok and YouTube and Spotify. So all in one. Jessica says, have a good week. Bye. Sonia says, bye, Annette. And bye, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you. Juju said, bye. Have a great weekend, guys. And Kate says, have a great weekend, everyone. Kate, I will be speaking to you about that podcast, but it'll probably still be a couple of weeks away because, like I said, I don't want to do an interview one every week. So, but it will be happening. So you can think of any questions you'd like me to ask you or whatever. I've got questions as well. It's raining there, Deb. It is getting a bit overcast here, but there's still lots of blue sky, so hopefully it won't happen. Well, what is happening with your hair there, Matilda? You must have bed hair still. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend and stay safe. Bye, guys. Happy reboarding.